Hey y'all, what's up? Welcome to my channel. If you guys are new, my name is Cass. I talk all about DIY content creation. If you guys are OG, welcome back. I'm a little sick, so it's kind of hard to talk. Let's get into the video. So today's video, you guys, is kind of like the part 2 to the last video I posted, which is all about building your own music career from scratch. And so today I really wanted to dive into how to make your own music. If you guys saw my creating a music video and a song in 24 hours video, or even my creating a girl group in under 24 hours video, I kind of sped through on the actual creation of a song, but now I'm gonna try to break it down for you guys, and we're gonna really break down producing your own song, writing and recording your own songs. But in order to create music, you guys, I do use Logic Pro X. That is a paid app that is a Mac application that you do have to pay for. It is about $200, I believe, or at the time I purchased it. But they do have a free version called GarageBand. I used GarageBand for years. I didn't purchase Logic until I was really comfortable with GarageBand. But you can definitely do all of this on GarageBand, you guys. GarageBand also typically comes free on the iPhone. Anyway, so I'm opening Logic Pro X. The last song I created on here was the one from my music video. So that's how long it's been since I've been in here. But I'm gonna start a new project, and we're going to close this project here. And I have no idea, like, I haven't really pre-planned this video too much, but I'm literally just using my laptop. Some of you guys sometimes see me on the piano, you see me on the MIDI. I'm just gonna create on my laptop because I've done plenty of songs just solely using my laptop from scratch. So let's get it. This is the platform you're gonna see. I'm gonna go ahead and actually close out of this piano window for now, but that's what we're gonna use in the place of a MIDI or a keyboard. Basically, that just means that if you don't actually have the physical instrument, you can recreate it using the keyboard on your laptop. So that's what we're gonna be doing. But I'm gonna also click this button here, which is gonna close this library, and I'm gonna click this little information button here, which will close that section, just so we can kind of focus on the main aspects of Logic Pro X. Up here, you guys, some of the features I do use is right here. I want to call it the equalizer, the mixer. There we go. The mixer. So this is where I will go and just kind of play with the volume. Once you have several tracks in there, you'll see them all loaded up. So that's kind of that thing you see at the physical studio, all into there. I use this area a lot. I see this as the editing timeline. Like, I edit a lot of videos, and this is kind of like that. So you guys will see more about it once we start playing around with it. A lot of these features will make more sense once you start playing around with it. But this is the editor. And then of course here we have rewind, forward, fast forward, stop, play, record. And then over here we can just have the 1, 2, 3, 4 like kind of count in if you want to have something counting you in instead of starting immediately. And then we also have the click sound, so if you guys like the metronome, you can turn that on. I typically have that off. Here we kind of have the master volume. Again, you guys can see as you hover over stuff, it tells you what it is too. And some of the features that I use over here are only actually these two for real. The notepad is actually where I write songs. I just write them in here. So my songs are always just connected to the beat, because sometimes you have the beat or I have the lyrics and I can't find where they go. And then right here is your loop. So this is pre-recorded instruments, already copyright free. If you guys just can't think of a melody or you can't think of a beat on your own, you can always throw in a loop, or you can create a song totally in loops, and it can still come out great and unique, and you can still modify it and edit it to your liking. So we're gonna play around with a lot of that stuff today, but I'm gonna go ahead and open back up this library in this information tab. This library, you guys, is where you can load an instrument. So like I said earlier, it wasn't making a sound because there's no instrument loaded in here. Then I'm going to go ahead and select an instrument. I usually like to play around with the melody first, and I usually just start with the piano. Sometimes I may end up turning the melody into a harp or a synth, but I always just start with the piano, and I specifically start with the Steinway just because that's my favorite piano company. But once you do that, you'll see in this information tab it loaded that up right here. But anyways, we're gonna open back up that keyboard from earlier, so I'm gonna press Command K on my keyboard, or you guys can go up to window and open up the keyboard window. Am I blind right now? Right here. Musical typing. So you have the option to see it as a piano right here, so I can kind of scroll through to see which octave, or you can actually see it as a piano. So I have my Steinway loaded up. Well, actually I don't need more, but I'm about to go back and get it. All right, so now I have the Steinway piano loaded up here. So now you should be able to actually hear something. All right, so now's the time where you honestly just play around and come up with something. Once you have something, you'll repress your record button, and then from there it'll count you in if you have your countdown turned on, and you can start playing. So I'm just gonna kind of play Mary Had a Little Lamb, and we're gonna roll with that. So now. So anyways, as you guys see, it recorded it here. I'm actually going to press the Q on my keyboard, which is the quantization feature, and that just basically kind of helps align the song, and then I listen through and just make sure that it sounds how I like it to. You can press the play button, put your needle back at the front, or you can press space bar. Bossish. Okay, that was a mess, so I'm gonna actually play it again, but if it's messed up again this time, then we're gonna go and see the magic of the editor. I forgot how to play piano. You know what, I'm glad I messed up because I actually want to do a lower octave. Yeah, let's start there. Bam. So we're gonna stop it there. I'm gonna go ahead and quantize that track and let's run it back. I could feel that like being messed up when I was playing it. Is Mary Had a Little Lamb copyright? Alright, very choppy, and I'm not gonna play it again because it's not gonna get any more choppier than that, any less choppier than that. So I'm gonna go ahead and go into this editor scissors that I showed you guys earlier, and this gives you a breakdown of the track in these little steps. It's kind of like a closer view of what you see here, and if you need any even closer, you can kind of stretch it along here, and these are great because you can move them to fit whatever the heck you were trying to do. Okay, so like these, I can see they're separated equally, but this is not, so we're gonna separate that, and I'm actually gonna move it up and see if that hopefully doesn't sound too weird. Let's see. My computer is like burning me right now. Okay, let's move it back one note each. I really don't want this video to be like 5 hours, but sorry. Okay, so great. I think we have a good acknowledgement on timing, so that just means this needs to be moved back one note after all the other ones. So pretty much, you guys, you can move stuff and you can draw your own things in. I'm just gonna copy this, copy Command C, and then I can Command V right here, for example, and then move it down. So you can play around with it. I don't know, maybe I want it to be this octave, something weird. So you guys can literally draw on your own notes. You actually don't even have to play notes. Okay, so I'm gonna kind of clean this up and then we'll be back for something important.
She said that she hate me, I hate me too. I can always tell when you're lying, girl, you're see-through. All these miles away, yeah, I just wanna see you. Baby, give me good.
This is pretty much the best it's gonna get from here, but you guys can also go in here and extend the tracks if you want. Like I said, you can copy it, paste it, add another track. You can really like remix the crap out of this, and I would do that if I, wasn't trying to make this a quick tutorial. Alright, but let's say you have your melody down, you love it, and now you just want to really go crazy with this. So we're going to go ahead, close down the editor, and right here in the informations tab, actually forget the informations tab, we're going to go back to our library, and here you guys can actually change the entire instrument. So I'm just going to kind of play this through. I'm going to click this little shaded area up here, and this activates my loop, and then I'm going to drag it to loop this entire track. So that just means it's going to play it on replay, so I can just listen through to different instruments. So I don't know, let's try guitar. Orchestra, harp. Tuba. think I want to play with the synthesizer though. Me and synthesizers have like so much love for each other. It's ridiculous. I don't know why I clicked boarding area. It's giving me like very 80s maybe. This is very creepy. I'm gonna choose the ice mallets, and I'm actually gonna duplicate this track. Alright, for some reason I just know shortcuts for some reason, but I press Command D in order to duplicate this track, and I'm just gonna Command C to copy and Command V to paste it on this track as well. So I have the same exact tone, but I'm gonna add a different instrument. I don't know, let's just try like some violins real quick. So right here you'll see MS, that means mute or solo, so I'm actually gonna mute this top one because I can't even hear. It was just so quiet. So I'm trying to play with the volume so I can kind of hear both of these tracks. So obviously I love when the violins hold a note. That's what, you know, they're here for. So I'm actually going to go into the editor just for the violin, and I'm going to increase all these notes to just kind of touch each other, because that was just so beautiful. This time. And I like, wow, who would have known? Cool, this is off, but anyways, so now you guys, I'm actually want it to be a more fuller sound. So now I'm gonna go into this information section, and right here I'm gonna click, and it'll give me more options on different things I can add. So I'm just gonna play around with things like chroma reverb, which is basically reverb. I'll click on stereo, and again I just listen through with everything on loop. I'm gonna go ahead and mute these ice mallets because I'm just applying this to whatever is selected, which in this case is my violins, and I'm gonna play through. And then we have different options. So I'm gonna click again, and this time I wanna add like an arpeggio. Let's do like an echo maybe. And not what I was dreaming of in my dreams. Delay. I don't hate it. I don't hate it. It's just giving me a creepy kind of vibe. But again, you guys can add on more to the melody. You can add some more instruments. You can go into your editor and take away certain tracks and play around with the length and the octave of the actual tracks. 100% up to you. But now I'm going to go ahead and play with the loops. But if you guys do want to add another software instrument track without duplicating it, you can just go track, new software instrument track. And it will start a new fresh track for you. Again, go into your library and choose an instrument, and then just Command K or window show key musical typing and type your song. Okay, cool. So let's go into the loops for the beats. For the beat. I'm gonna tap that and delete. And I'm going to go to my instruments and beats. And I don't think it's I mean, I do have some favorites, so you can like go through if you ever have a free day when you just want to go through all the beats and save your favorites. You can do that. It will help a lot, because then you can just click on the heart and see all the ones that you like. Yeah, at the bottom here, or you can actually just click on the heart at the top. Yeah, and it'll show all of them. So I'm just gonna go ahead and go through the ones that I like and narrow that down to beats. Yep, to make sure it matches, because my playing was a little off. Great, so we're just gonna copy that whole thing and Command V or paste it right behind it. Run it back one more time. Make it rhyme. Sit up, cry, to go to die. Alright, so now that we have a beat, we're gonna write a song.
Look,
Time to write the song.
Look, she was writing in the lamb.
Hey! Okay.
Mary had a little Lambo.
Mary had a little Lambo. What was that girl?
Look at her. She gonna throw them hands though.
I'm trying to think of how to start it off.
Yeah.
You know that girl Mary, she fam yo.
Fam, yo. Ain't scary. She might. What did you say to me?
Ain't scary. She may throw them hands though.
Ain't scary. She may throw them hands though.
Or y'all know she
Mary
be
got a
whipping.
Lambo.
Or she be whipping that Lambo.
Mary, she be whipping that Lambo. Mary, she be whipping the Lambo. High quality fleece.
It's white ass snow. It's white ass snow. It's gonna sound kind of
High
weird.
quality fleece, white ass snow. Everywhere Mary go. that Lambo.
And you know that
everywhere she go,
yeah.
the Lambo is sure to follow.
That all of the fans want to follow. That all of her fans want to follow. Everywhere that she goes, all of the lambs want to follow.
Y'all little lambs want to follow.
Yeah.
Y'all little lambs want to follow. Say it.
Mary had a little Lambo. You know that girl Mary, she fam, yo. Ain't scary, she may throw them hands though. You and her, y'all ain't on the same boat. She using up all of her ammo. Mary, she be whipping the Lambo. High quality pieces, white ass snow. And you know that everywhere she go, that y'all little lambs wanna follow. Alright, as you guys can see, I added my audio setup. I'm using an Audio Technica mic, and then I have this little stand set up to help compress the sound. I'll link all that information on where to get that below. But we wrote the song, so now I'm about to record it. I'm gonna record the song now, and as you guys can see right here, I actually moved the beat, so the beat right here starts at the end. So basically to do that, I just clicked and dragged it over to this side to start right here. You guys will see you can also drag this at the end in order to start another loop, or copy and paste like I did before, etc. If you guys ever want to split a track, just hover over it and you can Command T, and then your track is cut. And then I'm just gonna Command Z to undo. I'm sorry if you're not a shortcuts person. I only know the shortcuts to stuff. Alright, so now that I'm ready to record, I'm gonna do File, Track, New Audio Track. You guys don't have to have this set up to do this by any means. I just literally purchased this like this month. But I used to use the blue snowball microphone, which is just a standard USB microphone. You guys can plug that in and record that way as well. Mary had a little lamb, little lamb, little lamb. Mary had a little lamb, its fleece as white as snow. You know that girl Mary, she fam, yo. Ain't scary, she may throw them hands though. You and her, y'all ain't on the same boat. She using up all of the ammo. Mary be whipping the Lambo. High quality pieces, white as snow. And you know that everywhere she go, y'all little lambs wanna follow. Y'all little lambs wanna follow. You know that girl Mary, she fam, yo. Ain't scary, she may throw them hands though. You and her, y'all ain't on the same boat. She using up all of the ammo. Mary be whipping the Lambo. High quality pieces, white as snow. And you know that everywhere she go, y'all little lambs wanna follow. Alright, so now I'm just gonna add ad-libs to the track. Something. I don't know. Now we're going to play around with a little bit of mixing and mastering. Again, you guys can add more ad-libs. You can add more verses if it's a longer song. I'm just trying to skim over out of it, so yeah. Anyways, so after the screen recording saves, we'll go ahead and get to mixing and mastering. So for mixing and mastering, you guys, I'm not a professional at this. This is definitely something I want to get better at. Usually my brother helps me with this a lot, but I'm just going to give you guys some basic tips. With mixing, we're going to kind of play around with volume and making sure all that looks good to go. And then with mastering, I'm just going to kind of chop certain things up, maybe add some vocal effects here and there, and show you guys how to do that so you can export your song and bounce that baby and bounce it up and down. I don't know why I feel so sick. I actually did add the song in a folder, but you don't need to do. You can literally just go to the individual tracks and just play around with the audio. There was really no point in me putting it to a folder because I can't even manipulate the entire audio of the folder. Anyways, moving on. So let's play around with the vocals. So this first vocal right here, I'm gonna solo it and we're gonna listen. And we're gonna loop it, just that track. And I'm gonna edit the pitch. So we're gonna go into information. And we're gonna click this area, which should be blank right now. No, we're gonna click this area under here. There we go. And we're just gonna go to pitch shifter. And again, I'm gonna play it. And we can just kind of play around. I'm gonna go into vocal transformer actually too, because it's still giving me my voice. Alright, another thing we're gonna play around with, I'm actually gonna go into my library. I'm gonna go into, not voice necessarily. Okay, you can go into voice, you can do like helium voice. And then go into vocal transformer right here so you guys can't edit anything that's automatically applied here. And maybe like lower the mix a little bit so it's not too high pitched, as well as the actual pitch. I'm going through and I'm actually adding dance vocals to all these tracks just because I think it's a good place to start, especially since they're very quiet. It kind of does bring up the sound a little bit. And then again, you can go into here and kind of edit the specific things that you want to actually show in the song. The ad-libs, telephone vocals, I like to play with that a lot. And we'll go into loops, and we may have some sound effects in here, so let's see. Okay, maybe that. So I'll kind of put that there instead, and then turn that baby down so TikTok doesn't ban me.
Same boat, she using up all of the ammo. Oh, she using up all of the ammo. Mary be whipping the Lambo. High quality pieces, why that?
I kind of want to add echo to that.
All of the ammo. Mary be.
Okay, so we have the ammo, so I'm going to click on that track, and I'm going to add audio effects, and then I'm going to add some echo, I think. I like it.
High quality pieces, why that snow. And you know that everywhere she go, y'all little men wanna follow. Y'all little men gonna follow. Ain't no that maybe you don't know.
Okay, so another thing I'm just gonna do is just kind of cut out this little intro. Same thing, I'm just gonna click and drag to select both, Command T to split, and then I'll click and drag to select these, and I can cut it again. So last thing I'm gonna do is try to add a limiter, if I can remember where it is, but that's what you do to export the track in a good volume. Okay, dynamics, limiter, and I think he just goes with the factory default. Oh wait, for vocals, there we go. And I'm just gonna add that limiter. I'm actually gonna add a filter to the helium vocals just so it kind of like adds some depth to it. I'm gonna add, let me go to auto filter, and then I'm gonna change it to wah filter. I don't know, I like that one. Sounds kind of cool. Let me show you guys.
You know that.
Sorry, I forgot I added a loop.
fleece was white as snow. You know that girl Mary, she fam, yo. Ain't scary, she make throw them hands, though. You in here, y'all ain't on the same boat. She using up all of her ammo. Mary be whipping the Lambo. High quality fleece is white as snow. And you know that everywhere she go, y'all little lambs wanna follow.
So once you guys get it where you like it, you are ready to bounce. So I'm gonna command S to save real quick, and then command I'm gonna command B to bounce. And yeah, you can bounce it as an MP3, whatever file format you like. I'm just gonna do MP3 24-bit, and I'm gonna bounce it in real time so I kind of hear it play through the song, and then it'll just export to your location of choice. Desktop. Just to break it down, you guys, in this video we went over how to produce your own beat using your own software instrument tracks, just using your laptop. We went over playing around with loops as well to create your beat, and then how to edit and modify and tweak and add effects to that beat. Then we did a little bit of song writing. From there, you guys, I showed y'all how to play around and add effects to your vocals, edit your vocals same way as editing your beat, and then add different effects and etc. to your vocals. If you guys want more in-depth videos, like just tell me how to make a melody, then just let me know and we'll break it down and get really in depth. But I hope this video was enough for you guys to just get started. Go on GarageBand, go on Logic or whatever music program you're using, and just create something, export it, and you know, see how it does. This is to get you started creating today. No excuses. Let's get it.